I'm given the quadratic function f of x equals x squared minus 2x plus 3. I'm asked to complete the table and generate a graph of the function. I'm going to start by identifying the coefficients a, b, and c. And what we're talking about there is the coefficients of a quadratic function that's written in standard form. So remember that standard form for a quadratic function is f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So what I'm going to do with my f of x here is I'm going to write it in that form. So f of x equals, and there's no coefficient listed in front of the x squared, so there's a 1, and then plus negative 2x plus 3. So writing the function in this way allows us to clearly identify that a equals 1, b equals negative 2, and c equals 3. The direction the parabola opens is determined by the value of a, which is the coefficient of x squared. In this case, because a equals 1, a is greater than 0, which means the parabola, which is the graph of a quadratic function, opens up. To find the vertical intercept, we want to identify the ordered pair 0, c. When the input is 0 in a quadratic function, the output is c. We know what our value is for c, and so our vertical intercept for this particular function is 0, 3. Now we're going to graph this function using our graphing calculator. And let's go to the y equals section. If you have anything in your y list, please clear it out. Also, if your plot is turned on, please use the arrow keys and then hit enter and then arrow down to turn off your plot. Now I'm going to place the quadratic function into the y1 section, and then I'm going to use my arrows to travel down to the next part. That should be a minus, and we have 2x, and then plus 3. I'm going to try graphing this on a standard window, which looks like kind of what we have here in our diagram. So I'm going to go to Window, and I'm going to actually make sure that my x min is negative 10. My x max is 10. I'm going to skip down to y min and make sure that's negative 10. And then y max is 10. Notice I leave all the other values as they are. And then I'm going to press graph. So that's going to give me a rough idea. I know that this ordered pair where the graph crosses the vertical axis is 0, 3. So I can actually start with that here on my graph, and I'm going to go ahead and label that 0, 3, and then I'm going to make some attempt to draw something that looks like what I have in the diagram here on our calculator.